Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bushnell Prairie City High School for some more boys basketball, and the rivalries just continue here at Bushnell Prairie City High School. Last week, it was the Route 9 rivalry with West Prairie coming in for a battle against BPC, and tonight it's the only other school in McDonough County, the big school, the one everybody hates, right? Macomb Bombers coming to town to play BPC, and it's not because they should be hated. It's just because they're the big boy and everybody wants to beat the big boy. And alongside tonight, Kelly Sears, who's got a lot of experience doing basketball games everywhere, but especially at Macomb. So you lived that for a long time as a football coach, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. The big thing that, and even when I coached at smaller schools, you always want to beat the big school. And no doubt about it. And, as coaching over there, I'd always tell my teams, and which at that time, we played all the bigger schools. And now Macomb's down playing smaller schools, and they're in the Prairie Land. But, Bushnell beats Macomb. That's like winning a regional for them. It really is. That makes their year. And the big thing about it is, Dwayne, is that in 20 years, when those guys are sitting at a bar stool after working at a construction job or something, and they look over at one another and say, you know what, remember when we kicked your guys' tail when we
were – You know what? They could be sitting downtown New York City at the ritziest bar after arguing the biggest case in the country and saying the same thing. It's you're exactly right. I mean, and it's not because Macomb does anything that any other school doesn't do as far as pushing hard, trying hard, wanting to win. It's just that when you're the big dog, everybody wants to knock you off.
Yeah, and that's no, and you can take that to colleges. Look at Western. When Western plays somebody like
Nebraska,
or they beat Nebraska, or
right.
When they played Illinois or whatever,
right.
They're just wanting to beat those teams.
Yeah, they're struggling to get wins right now. Still playing okay basketball, it sounds like. They're struggling to get wins, but they beat Nebraska. That's been the talk of the whole season. They beat Nebraska, and Nebraska's not a good basketball school. Nebraska's just a big school.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And last night, that game came right down to the last shot.
Did I give you some pencils? Yeah, you got some pencils and you got a pen and all kinds of good stuff. So Kelly's going to keep stats for us tonight. So Brock Boehner, the coach for the Bombers, correct, and Steve Martin on the bench for the Spartans. And what's cool about Brock Boehner and Steve Martin is that both these kids went to their respective schools they're coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I say kids, they're not that much younger than me or you really, but they went to the same schools that they're coaching at. They have a real true love for the community that they're coaching in. So that makes these games a little bit more fun for them too, I would imagine.
Oh, without a doubt. And the big thing is that a lot of times it's very hard to come back to the alma mater that you played at and coach.
Well, we're going to find out here. Ian Case is going to be in to jump for the Bombers, and it's going to be picked up in the backcourt by Jake Hobson, and that's Jeter with it. You'll see him probably play some varsity maybe a little bit later off the bench as well. He's a good ball handler, very quick. With the ball now, Jaden Jones, back to Jeter, over to Jones again, left wing, down the corner to Ian Case. You'll see him play varsity as well, probably. Jeter with it again. Jones for three, left corner. Man, that took no bounce off the rim, and it's going to go off of Tanner Kleindienst out of bounds. On the floor for BPC, Tanner Kleindienst, number 10. Nate Kramer, number 20. Number 24 is Dalton Huffman. Number 5 is Pimble, and number 11 is the other Huffman, Lane. And down with the shot from the baseline was Hobson, but he missed, and a rebound to Kramer. And Lane Huffman will walk it up and down the floor. And I would imagine, Kelly, just by looking at these two teams, you'll see the Spartans want to slow things down and the Bombers want to run a little bit probably.
Yeah, I would probably say you're right.
Dalton Huffman shot off, no good. He had a good look, but Jones with the rebound for the Bombers, and it goes back the other way as Jeter's going to bring it up the floor now. 7 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1.
A lot of size for Macomb for a sophomore team.
A lot of size at every position. Ian Case down low, a little pump fake and goes up. Jump stop and a shot. Ian Case gets his first two and the first two of the game, as a matter of fact. And the Bombers lead 2-0. And Case saves that in for a steal as he saved it into Jones. And Jones will take it back the other way on the fly. He bumps it left side to Jeter. Left wing for three. Off no good. Ball tipped around through the hands of Huffman. Back out to Jones. Now Case has it. Case is the biggest kid on the floor, and he's got ball handling skills too. There's a shot off no good. That was by Jeter.
Good athlete. Very good athlete.
Got a lot of hair to go with it.
Yeah.
Three on the way by, I think that was number 5, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was 5,
Palm.
Caden Palm. Shot off, no good. And it's going to be BPC walking it back down. The Bombers controlling this game, even though they're not getting many points on the board right now.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of shots up, but they're just not falling.
Had a girls' game last night that was exactly the same way. I bet those two teams didn't shoot 20% from the field apiece. Palm out to Kramer, long 2. Good. Nate Kramer, number 20, with the basket, and we're knotted at 2. 5:32 to go here in the first quarter. Jeter with it. Down to Case in the corner. Case on the dribble. Dumps it in to Hobson. Now out in the corner. That's the first time we've got to call young Mr. Kendrick's name. Misses the shot. Jeter to Hobson. His jumper is, man, I thought that was going to come out, but it stayed in. As Jake Hobson gets the bucket.
Got the shooter's roll,
4-2. He did. That's a toilet bowl ringer, I used to call those. And another steal by Case. He's going to push it down the floor. And a little bounce pass. There it is. Saw that coming from a mile away. Jeter gets the bucket. And that was a great look. And the Spartans were in between, but that's what a good bounce pass will do for you, isn't it?
Excellent bounce pass. And, Jeter finished with it. That toilet bowl roll depends on if the United States or Australia, which way it rolls.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that the basketball only rolls that way or not. We might need to start watching that and paying attention, seeing if that's a thing for the basketball too. But I somehow doubt that it is. Jones goes back the other way. What
nice
a
move.
layup!
Nice.
Up and under, and it's 8-2. A timeout on the floor, charged to BPC. And it is going to be a full timeout, so we'll take our first break as well. It's 8-2. Bombers with the lead. 4:22 to go in the first quarter.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
And welcome back to Bushland Prairie City High School. We mentioned, Kelly, that about 2 minutes in, or 2.5 minutes in, Bombers seemed like they were in control, but weren't opening the lead up, and then all of a sudden it was boom, 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 wasn't it?
Yeah, quick passes, getting the shots, and the thing about it is they're shots in the paint and they're finishing in the paint, the layups and so forth.
Well, we talked also there that the Bombers would want to run and BPC would want to slow it down. When they got out and were able to run, they definitely blew the game open a little bit.
Yeah, got a lot of athletes. When you take Jones and you take Jeter, I'd be running every night.
Well, you got Ian Case is not unathletic at all, and he's the biggest guy on the floor. He could probably run about as good as any of them.
Probably.
And there's balls lost out of bounds to Bombers.
Keep him at one end, like they used to do with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Just toss it down to him.
Yeah, he's about that much bigger than everybody right now. He says, I don't need to go inside, though. I'll take a three, but he missed it. Dalton Huffman with the rebound for BPC goes back the other way. 4:10 remaining. Our live chat is open, as you can see. Palm for three. It's short. Dalton Huffman down there with the rebound. Pump fake. Cross the lane. He goes to Kramer. And then a foul is going to be called. It's going to be on Jake Hobson, I do believe.
Yeah.
It'll be his first, team's first. Still in the first quarter. It's the first foul of the game, actually, on either team. And we're exactly at the halfway point, and we'll have a COVID break here as well. So we'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True convection cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. The COVID break means a minute and a half. As everybody knows, if you were watching last night, we are broadcasting on our Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel, which is part of TSSR Game Time Live, the 7-2A regional at West Prairie. And the Cyclones of West Prairie just got a 48-10 win. It was 37-2, I think, the last time we looked before the final, wasn't it?
Yes.
So Cyclones pretty good. They are the number 1 seed. They'll play again on Thursday night. They'll either play North Fulton or West Central. That game is coming up next on our channel as well. Inbound to Dalton Huffman. His shot's off, no good. Into the game for the Bombers is Connor Bishop, number 5. Jeter, a spin move, partially blocked. Hobson had his shot blocked. Also in the game, number 11 is Brandon Holthouse. And there's a shot off, no good. Palm gets a rebound, and he gives it to Lane Huffman. He's picked up by Jeter. Gives it back to Palm. 3:38 remaining here in the first quarter. As I was saying, our live chat is open. Tell us who you're rooting for, where you're at, where you're watching from. If you are a former Bomber or Spartan, tell us what year you graduated. It'd be fun to see that as well. Palm's going to try and drive. Dumps it to left wing to Huffman, who gets it up top now to Kleindenz. Not a whole lot of subbing for BPC yet.
No, and actually Macomb's only got 4 players on the bench. I don't know if they're down with COVID or.
And there's a shot by Huffman off, no good. Hobson with the rebound. Who was that? I'm sorry.
Jeter.
Jeter gets the bucket to fall. There's only 10 players on their roster anyway.
Yeah.
So they aren't down too many.
No.
So it's a light on numbers at the lower underclassmen level right now for the Bombers.
And I think they're very light at the freshman level also.
And there's a shot by Huffman again off, no good. Ian Case with a rebound. He'll push it back the other way. Left side he comes. Now he goes to Holthouse. He'll drive and pass knocked away by Kleindenz out of bound. And in for BPC by Brock Beekman. That'll be his first. Kendrick and Jones checking in, but Brock Beekman for BPC, it's his first time into the ballgame. Jones and Kendrick both returning for the Bombers. Kendrick with it down low, skips it across Jeter. Long 2. Well, one official said 3, the other one said nothing. But it goes out of bounds. I guess since it didn't go in, it didn't really matter, did it, Kelly?
No. They would have argued about that. Seen which way it went. They'd look at the scoreboard. They'd probably give them the 3.
Or maybe not. They might look at the scoreboard and say they don't need an extra point. Skipping it across to Jeter. Down to Bishop. Now back to Jeter. Ian Case with it. Jeter, left wing 3.
Good shot.
I'm a Boss is a 91 graduate of BPC, so that's nice to have some older folks, although I'm a Boss Roblox sounds like a 2021 graduate instead of a 1991 graduate. Kleindenz with it, and he gets tripped up by Case. Huffman puts up the shot, off no good. Jones with the rebound, and he'll go back the other way. And then there's a some sort of a pick there. I don't know what you call that. Jeter's going to try another 3. That one's off, no good. Case goes right up over the top of Kramer and gets the shot up and in. You'd say he was on his back, but he was literally up above him and I don't think ever touched him.
Yeah. Case very athletic.
Kleindenz with it. Kramer. And he's going to get fouled as popped right in the nose, it looks like. Foul's going to be on Connor Bishop, his first, team second.
Connor works with us in the summer.
His first, team at second.
Evan Pierce getting ready to check in. I think what are we doing here?
It was a shooting foul, wasn't it?
Yeah, he can't. He's got a contact out. Caden Palm will shoot free throws for Nate Kramer, who lost a contact.
You would have never took me off the line. I'd have been shooting one-eyed or have my eyes closed, but I've been shooting my own free throws.
First one is off, no good. Holdhouse and Hobson checking in. Tanner Pierce checking in for the first time for BPC. Palm's second free throw, shooting in place of Kramer. Missed them both. Beekman with the basketball. First time we've said his name with the basketball. Pierce now getting his first touch as well. Palm to Beekman. Out to Palm, looking at three. He'll take it. Right wing, off no good. Rebound to Huffman. He'll put up the shot. It's up and in. Shot on the way by Hobson, off no good. Rebound by Holdhouse. Out to Kendrick, down the corner to Holdhouse. He'll try the three, left corner, off no good. Beekman with the rebound. Beekman with 15 seconds left is going to be picked up by Jones. And Jones tips it away. Jones is going to steal it. Back the other way he goes. A little Euro step.
Whoa.
And a bucket. One long three by Palm is off no good. At the end of one quarter of play, it's 17-4. The Spartans trail the Bombers. We'll be back right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. This game being brought to you by King Family Chiropractic. Easy for me to say. With locations in Bushnell and Macomb, supports Bushnell Prairie City Athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and in Bushnell on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set up an appointment, call 309-837-MY-DC. That's 309-837-6932. They also perform DOT and CDL physicals for just $85. And quarter number two, and it's 17-4. This Bomber squad is pretty decent.
Yes.
Not
good,
real deep, but really good.
Good JV team.
And Jeter is out of the game now. Case is out of the game now. Those two will probably be subs in the varsity contest, I would imagine.
Oh, without a doubt, they have been all year. And, and without Cade Mainland, he's out of the lineup for the Bombers varsity.
And he's a big part of that, has been a big part of that lineup for them.
He's a player. He is a player.
They're real. Him and Jack Duncan, kind of their post presence
yes.
down at the varsity level, so they'll miss him for sure. Pierce with it, 7:30, and it's tipped away by Holdhouse. He'll chase it down and go the other direction. And there's Kendrick with the bucket. 19-4. And I'm a boss at Roblox points out that his son uses his computer, so that's not a surprise at all then, is it? We've all been there. Pierce can't handle the pass. He let it bobble away, and he's Huffman's going to check in. Lane Huffman's going to check in, replacing Caden Palm. And BPC suddenly got really small. Tanner Kleindenst staying on the floor for some size, and Dalton Huffman staying down low. Kendrick with it. Jones now. Down to.
Nice pass.
And a travel. It was down to Bishop, who had a great pass to Hobson as well, but Hobson shuffled his feet.
I thought Hobson probably thought Bishop was going to shoot it and just wasn't quite expecting, but it was a nice pass by Bishop.
Yeah, he caught it easily enough, but I think he was already in the process of thinking he was going to do something else with it. Beekman with it, 6:30 remaining in the first half. BPC with just 4 points to this point. Pierce with it now, up top to Beekman, 10-foot line. Picks up his dribble, goes to Kleindent's left elbow. Huffman now, top of the key. That's Lane Huffman. He gets a pick from his brother Dalton. Gives it off to Beekman. Now to Pierce. Pierce on the drive. 12-foot jumper is no good. Dalton Huffman with the rebound. He'll put it back up, partially blocked. Pierce with the rebound and the putback. Counted and a foul for Tanner Pierce. Foul's going to be on Jones. It'll be the team's third, his first. Is that right?
Yep. You are correct.
And Pierce with a chance to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Nate Kramer with the contact replaced, and he'll be back in the lineup for BPC. Tanner Kleindent's going to take a seat for the first time.
Looks like Jeter and Case are getting ready to check back in for Macomb.
And the basket is good, so the old-fashioned three-point play completed by Tanner Pierce. Give him 3 points on the game. JT Jeter and Ian Case checking in for the Bombers. 6 minutes remain. Clock running here in the second quarter. Jeter with it, out to Kendrick. Wide open, right corner three. Off, no good from the lefty. And Case has got up way up high for it, but couldn't bring it down.
Trying to snake that ball, wasn't he? Snake it down one-handed. Just couldn't get the palm to get a hold of it.
He probably could have waited for the ball to come to him, but he tried to go up and high point it and just got a little too high.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do is high point it.
Yeah, he high pointed it with one hand instead of two and
yes.
couldn't quite hold on to it. Sometimes you got to let it come to two hands, right?
Yep.
Oh, quick hands by Holdhouse. Steal and nice hands by Beekman. Are they going to call a foul on that?
No. I thought
that went off of Holdhouse's feet, didn't it?
That's what I thought it did.
Caden Palm's going to replace Beekman, and that's not that it matters in a game like this a whole lot at this point, but that wasn't a very good call, I don't think.
I thought
Kendrick.
it went off of Holdhouse.
Jeter for three. It's short, but it bounced around, and finally Kramer with the rebound as he's harassed there momentarily by Case, and they'll go back the other way. 5:15 remaining. We'll have Coach Martin come up and talk to us. We'll take a very, very quick results or stats of this game. Kramer nearly had it tipped away, but he gets it back after the save by Kendrick. Huffman from about 10 feet, his jumper's good. What I was saying there is we should have tried to get Coach Boehner to come up and talk to us as well. Holdhouse for three, it's off, no good. Long rebound tracked down by Palm. He gets it to Kramer. Kramer outlets it to Pierce, and across half court it goes. Pierce pulls up, floater off, no good. He probably should have given that to Huffman.
Should have dumped it.
Ian Case going to skip it across to Jones. Jones to Jeter, left wing. Skips it to Holdhouse for three, right wing. It's off, no good. Dalton Huffman gives it to Lane Huffman. They'll go back the other way. We'll be looking for a COVID break in about 5 seconds. Lane Huffman to Caden Palm. Back to Huffman. 3:55 remaining in the first half. Dalton Huffman, Lane Huffman. Kramer again on the drive. He's going to shoot it up. Off, no good. Case with the rebound from 120 to another. Ian Case, nobody stops him, and he missed a good look at the basket.
Yeah, he did. Nice move to the hole.
You kind of feel like he could do that as much as he wanted to.
Yes, I think you're exactly right.
Dalton Huffman, a rebound and a miss. Outlet it to Ian Case.
Nice move.
And he came up short again, and then Palm was standing out of bounds when he hit it. That'll be the COVID break. So we'll take a break as well here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and be back in just a minute.
I feel honored for those patients to have chosen me as their provider to begin with. So when they come in, I definitely have to show them respect and try to take care of them the best way I can.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Game being brought to you by Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell. For 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been serving the local community's needs for personal business banking as well as home and agricultural lending. Stop by the main branch, 484 East Main Street, or the drive-up facility on Cold Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. For BPC, it's Kramer, Huffman, Palm, Lane Huffman, and Kleindienst. For the Bombers, it's Holdhouse, Case, Jones, Jeter, and Hobson on the floor. Jones to Jeter, looks at the three, doesn't take it, drives, dumps it down to Ian Case. You'd like to see, there's Ian Case, a nice little wraparound pass to Hobson, but Hobson definitely didn't see that one because it hit him in the belly and bounced right off.
Yeah, it did.
Downloaded Kleindienst. His shot up over Case is no good. Jeter is going to push it back the other way. Case with it now on the dribble, left wing. He'll look at the three as Kramer comes and closes and takes it away. Jeter now is going to drive on Kleindienst, dumps it to Hobson, and Hobson travels again.
The shot adjustment that he made there over Case, and this is something that goes back to practice. When you don't have somebody like Case to practice against, you don't get to work on that shot, Yeah,
and he did do a good job of getting it over the top of Case.
Yeah,
but,
he
and
did.
it was close, but like you said, you have to practice that with nobody around you, and it's a lot different than practicing it with somebody in your face, isn't it?
But when you're in practice, you have nobody that big that you ever go against. Makes a big difference.
Case is going to block. That's Emily Hickenbottom, I think, just got nailed right in the head, and she didn't even flinch. She just stood there and said, really? It was like, did that just happen?
She just smiled.
Yep.
Smile got bigger when it hit her.
Yep. I played sports. Her dad was in my class in school. He was tough, so she's probably as tough as he is, I would imagine. She's a hard worker, I know that. Huffman with it, right wing. 2:10 remaining in the first half. This game that looked like it was going to be a blowout is slowed down in that category anyway.
Yeah, and BPC's just slowly getting back in it.
Case has missed a lot of easy shots, and there's a nice pass from Huffman to Kramer. And BPC has cut it to 8. It was 17-4 at the quarter.
Yeah, they've scored 7-2 in this half, or in this quarter.
This half of the half.
Yes.
That's what I like to say when I do that. Jeter says, I can hit a 3. No, I guess he can't. It looked good from here, didn't it?
Good box out by Huffman.
It was. Case tried to go over the top. Oh, and there's a thought by Palm. It was a good idea, but it wasn't good execution. It was one of those deals where he was trying to put some spin on it, I think, and he didn't get enough on it. It just went straight.
Feeling like he's at the bowling alley.
Yep. Oh, and there's a nice defensive play by Dalton Huffman, but nobody could come up with it. Hobson with it down low to Case. Case is going to put up the shot. He's short again. Well, you don't see that very often from Ian Case. And now Lane Huffman, I'll get it out in a second, gets another bucket, and BPC's cut it to 6. 19-13. Jones with it now. Kind of feel like the Bombers maybe have let up a little bit, too. They felt like they blew it open. They didn't need to play as hard. Now that's kind of catching up with them a little bit.
A lot of missed shots. Had opportunities, but just a lot of missed shots.
Ian Case with it down low. Ian Case is the one that's missed some real bunnies that should have been at least 6 easy points for the Bombers.
Yeah, but they really haven't ran the offense. There's been a lot of threes shot.
Yes, there has. Now Kleindense with a steal and a foul, and he'll almost made it anyway, but he's going to get 2 free throws. I think that's going to be a foul on number 30, Jaden Jones. His second?
Yes.
Team's 4th, and BPC doesn't have a foul yet.
Nope.
With 28 seconds to go in the first half, they don't have a foul in this half. Tanner Kleindense, a chance to cut it to a 4-point game. And he missed the first one. Kendrick and Holdhouse checking in for the Bombers. Second free throw for Kleindense is good. 19-14, a 5-point game. Jeter now as the Bombers going to hold for 1 shot. Lane Huffman comes up. It's going to make him at least. How is he not getting a count there?
You know, I was at a ball game last night, and people dribbling out in front like that, and nobody was counting.
And he's close enough to get a count, wasn't he?
Yes.
Runner by Jeter is good. And he'll finish the quarter with the 4th point at the buzzer for the Bombers. Who would have thought that? It's 21-14. Bombers at the half. We'll take a break and come back here to BPC High School right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, "You better come home because there's no roof." He said, "I look up and see the sky." He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, you know, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit, and all the providers and staff are putting the patient first.
We love here in our clinic having kids come in and feel welcome and at home. To have kids who are excited to come in and see us, who we can make the doctor's office be less scary for them. That's what really makes every day worthwhile.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, This is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
And welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School as it's 21-14. It was 19-14 until the buzzer when Jeter hit a 2. So the Bombers scored the first 2 of the quarter and the last 2 of the quarter and didn't score anything else in between.
No, you're absolutely right. And, Jeter led the way for the
Hey,
Bombers.
put that mic a little closer to your mouth, would you?
Sorry.
There you go. I know you were eating popcorn.
Well, we were off, so I had to have a little popcorn. Jeter led the way with the Bombers with 9 points. And I gotta get my cheat sheet out here. Nate Kramer had 4, and also Dalton Huffman had 4 for BPC.
Yeah, it's both teams had several kids scoring, though. They both had, 5 kids scoring? So,
yep.
So, it was kind of balanced scoring in that respect. But Ian Case, would he end up with 2 points?
He had 4 points.
He should have had 10 at least.
Yeah.
He had a great move and left one short, and then after he left that one short on that great move, everything was short.
Yeah, and, excellent moves to the basket, and they just weren't falling.
And the Spartans kind of started doing their style of offense a little bit, I think. They took control of the ball, slowed things down a little bit, tried to get good shots. That helped them when the Bombers seemed to get away from their offense and just start launching some trays.
Yeah, there were a lot of threes that went up that were probably unnecessary. And, as watching the style of basketball that Macomb plays for many years with Coach Anderson, is that's not their style. Usually, we're going to pass the ball 14 times or 15 times or 27 times, and we're going to find the open man and take the shot. And, probably something that they might be talking about right now.
If you're not going to get a fast break, you're going to pass the ball and run the offense, right?
Yes.
Ideally, that's what you're – but, in their defense, those threes they were taking were wide open threes.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they weren't
you're
right. Good looks, but they just maybe aren't the shot that you want to settle for that early on in the run of the offense.
And with the lead that you had.
Right. Well, the Cyclones picked up a junior high semifinal win earlier tonight, 48-10. We talked about that, I think. So they'll play against North Fulton or West Central. That game's going on right now. Greg Phelps is over calling that game for us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We got about 4 minutes left here, and that game is a whole lot better. Pulled it up. It's 7-5 in the second quarter. Not as much scoring, but a lot closer game. So that'd be a little more fun to watch, wouldn't it?
Now, who was those two teams?
West Central is leading North Fulton 7-5.
When you say West Central,
it could be a whole bunch of things, couldn't
it? There's too many West Centrals.
Yeah.
Now you got to say the Heat or the Cougars.
Right. And this is the Heat variety,
yes.
By the way. So the Biggsville West Central group. So you never came to any of our 8-man games, I don't think, anywhere this year, did you?
I did.
We talked about it a few times, but you never came to it. I know you've talked to a lot of people now. Bushnell's had their first year. West Prairie's had their first year. You have a lot of friends in that coaching circle right there. What have you learned, or what do you think about the 8-man game?
The 8-man game is a fun game. And, basically the 8-man game isn't too far off of the Arena League. And I know, you know that myself and Coach McCormick at
West
Prairie were, very good friends. And actually he offered me a job over there, and I turned him down. But I will tell you that we talk a lot about it, and he really seems to enjoy it. He likes it a lot. And I guess the way I look at it is that if it's letting those kids play football, there's so many small schools in the state of Illinois now that have had to drop football or have had to co-op. But I guess I'm too old school that, if there's a Friday night football game in a town, and I'm in that town, I'll probably swing over and watch it, or a basketball game. But in the small towns, and I grew up in a small town. You could have robbed. If there was a basketball game that night, you could have robbed, or a football game, you could have robbed the bank and every other thing because that's where everybody was.
Right. That's not the case anymore, is it?
No. And we were just talking about the crowd here tonight.
Even 5 years ago, this gym would have been packed for a Macomb BPC game.
Oh, without a doubt. And the thing about it is that it didn't matter how good or how bad either team was.
Right.
And are you going to get your fair weather fans? And, being a football coach for a million years and making runs in the playoffs, well, you might get beat the first game of the year and everybody's like, they're not very good. And then you run off 8 wins in a row and then you go to the playoffs and first playoff game, not too many people. But by the time you get to the third or fourth one, place is packed.
You've been there before, haven't you?
Yes, a few times.
Weren't you like 0-3 one year and won the last 6 or something like that?
We won the last 9.
Won the last 9. Well, but I mean,
yeah, we went 6. We went 6 and that's when you had to be 6 and 3.
Right? And you went 6 and 3 to get in, right after losing your first 3. But your first 3 was like Quincy, Notre Dame. And
no, our first 3 was against Rock Ridge, which ended up in the state championship, Keokuk, which went 9-0, and Canton, which ended up in semifinals that year in 4A, and we ended up in 3A in the semis. And then 2 teams out of our conference, Toledo and Rock Ridge, were both in a state championship game in 2A.
So you played a team or two that was okay, didn't you?
Yeah.
So second half, Bombers open here, 8 minutes on the clock, and we'll see what these 2 teams have to offer in the second half. There's a lob to Jeter from Kendrick, and a great play to start the second half.
That was excellent play by Jeter. Nice pass by Kendrick.
That'd be a whole lot more fun to see if it was a dunk, though, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Palm's going to drive. He's going to be guarded and fouled by Jones. That'll be 3 on Jones. Am I correct on that?
You are. Speaking of the dunk, did you see any of the highlights of that Quincy shootout?
I did not.
Oh, man. There were like 10 or 15 Division I guys. There was a lot of dunks going on.
Holdhouse checking in to replace Jones, who is going to have a seat on the bench with 3 fouls. Trying to get it inbound somewhere. You're going to have to do something.
5.
Yeah, that was a long 5. Dalton Huffman has it tipped away by Case. Saved by Kendrick. All the way down the other end of the floor, and Lane Huffman tracks it down. And oh, my goodness. All the hand checking and stuff that's been going on, and they call a Holdhouse for a foul there. I mean, not that it wasn't technically a foul. But
they were elbowing one another all the way down the court.
I know, and then he barely touches him at the other end against the foul call. Oh, well, it is, as they say, what it is, right?
Yep. I see Coach Jeter, the Western Illinois coach, sitting over in the stands.
Where would we get him to talk at halftime of the varsity game?
I would probably say you went over and asked him.
That'd be a good halftime talk, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd even know Coach Jeter if I saw him, to be honest. I mean, I know I'd know him if I saw him. You know what I'm saying? But it's been so long since I've seen him. It's been. I don't get to go to enough Western games. Doing this kind of keeps you away from Western Hall. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Got to pay the bill some way, don't you?
Yeah. Huffman going to inbound it after that conversation that did not include the game that we were watching. Kleindienst gives it to Dalton Huffman way outside. That's about as far out as you'll ever see him touch the ball, and he tried to go down to Palm, and Kendrick touched it. Holdhouse saved it back to Kendrick, and it'll go back the other way. Jeter for 3. It's off, no good. Rebound by Hobson and the putback. And it's opening back up a little bit here. And a little full court man pressure now to put a little emphasis on things for the Bombers. I mentioned there, kind of felt like the Bombers, and there's Dalton Huffman's going to get the first foul of the game for BPC.
24.
It's the first foul of the half, but it's also the first foul of the game. It was an illegal pick, but I was going to say that full court man press is an intensity builder, right? I kind of felt like in the second quarter the Bombers lost a lot of intensity.
Yeah, and I think they're picking up, trying to extend that lead a little bit.
Jeter with it now. Down to Kendrick, back to Jeter.
Oh.
Jeter, another bucket. That kid's going to be good.
He's already pretty good.
Right, wow, but I mean, he gets to be a senior. He's going to be the real deal for the Bombers, I think.
Well, when you say that, you just hope he's here.
Right. Yeah.
and I will tell you,
his dad's a pretty decent coach.
Yes, having athletes for many years.
Palm for three.
That's the first 3 points or first bucket of the second half for BPC.
5:30 remaining in the third quarter. Holdhouse down to Kendrick. Back to Holdhouse. Back to Kendrick. Ian Case has it stripped away. Kramer comes up with it, outslets it to Palm, who goes to Huffman. Probably not the person who was really expecting to grab it, but he did come up with it. Beekman with it. Kramer's going to try the three. That's way off to the right, and it'll be the Bombers basketball. Kendrick was reaching over there. That second bleacher all the way to the cement was about as far as he could reach, wasn't it?
Yeah. I thought he was going to reach in that girl's bag and get some popcorn.
She might have some Skittles in there or something. Kendrick on the drive, dumps it out to Holdhouse, the right side to Jeter. Now back down to Case. He might have traveled there, huh? Shuffled the feet pretty quick
Only
anyway.
if you get caught.
That's right. Jeter, that's a long two. It's good. 29-17 and a 30-second timeout charged to BPC. Their second timeout, and this game being brought to you by Webb Family Farms. Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. And MB Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. MB Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles for everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop and see the fine folks at 41 East Main Street or West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, and on the web at www.mmbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call them at 309-772-2111. You can tell that I'm used to saying East Main because that's where I grew up, so it just rolls off my tongue a little too easy. 4:39, so we'll have a COVID break here again, Kelly, in just a couple.
That's
39 plus seconds.
That's something else we've had to get used to.
Media timeouts aren't all bad for us folk up here trying to play commercials, but
got to get so many of them in.
Oh, and I don't know if that was really a pass or what that was for sure, but it got to Tanner Kleindienst, and then Kramer's going to lose the ball out of bounds.
A lazy pass is what that was.
4:29 remaining. As Jeter will bring it up the floor now. Hobson. Ian Case with the offensive rebound, and he got underneath the bucket. Hobson gets it back, and he's going to get it to fall. That's just sheer size there making that happen, wasn't it?
You're absolutely right.
Kleindienst is going to drive, and Hobson's going to pick up the foul. Team's third foul. 4:05. Pierce and Lane Huffman checking back in. Kendrick checking back in. Ian Case is going to take a seat. Beekman and Kramer sit down for the Spartans. It is 31-17. It's deja vu all over again. We're pretty much back to the same spot we were at the end of the first quarter, but we're only halfway through the third. Dalton Huffman to Kleindienst. Free throw line jumpers, good. This is one of the best games Kleindienst has played for the Spartans since early in the season. Holdhouse, Bishop, back to Holdhouse. Oh, down low is Kendrick wide open. Over to Holdhouse for three from Jeter. It's good.
Nice ball movement.
Palm to Huffman and a good shot. Hobson tried to get the block from behind but couldn't quite do it. Holdhouse, 3:18 to go. We do have a COVID break yet to come. Hobson reverse layup, off no good, tipped around. Bishop's going to track it down. Gives it to Holdhouse in the left corner, and he'll bring it back out and set up the offense for the Bombers. Bishop, Kendrick, Holdhouse, top of the key. Now back to Jeter, right side of the top of the key. He's going to spin. Oh, man. Great spin move. Not a real good look at the basket to finish with it, but it was a great athleticism to get there. Dalton Huffman from about 16 feet. His jumper's good. 34-23. Back to an 11-point game now as BPC tries to claw his way back in one more time. Not like that, you're not. Jeter with the layup.
He's kind of had his way this quarter.
He has. He's a
good athlete.
Yeah. Does he play any other sports?
Yeah, very good football player.
Palm with the jumper, off no good. Huffman rips the rebound away from Kendrick, and then it gets tipped away again, and that jump ball is going to be called to be BPC basketball.
Jeter's grandpa played with the Green Bay Packers.
Media timeout on the floor. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH just after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. The game being brought to you by Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. Second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. After the jump ball and the COVID break that came 1 minute and 47 seconds after its initial point, almost got to the point we didn't need it anymore. Huffman, pull up over the top of Hobson, and it's good.
That puts him in double figures for the night.
Back to an 11-point game. BPC does not have a single player that can keep up with Jeter. So you got another.
And they've ran that play how many times?
Yep, and Huffman's a good defensive player. It's just Jeter is very quick. Pass that was, and Coach Martin is having a conversation with the officials, is asking them to call it both ways. I almost think Coach Martin's trying to get a technical. Jones and Case come in. Bishop and Hobson take a seat. Hobson, excuse me. He was having a heated conversation over there.
Yeah, he was. He's kind of chewing on him a little bit.
Yeah.
Here it is again.
Dalton cut him off that time. Holdhouse, Kendrick, top of the key. Off, no good. Rebound to JT Jeter. He missed the shot. Holdhouse got the rebound. He puts it up. It's off, no good. Pierce finally gets a rebound for BPC. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Palm gets it to Kendrick, I guess. He cut right in front of Tanner Kleindentz. Kendrick's going to go the length of the floor. Not a good shot. Holdhouse had it momentarily, and now Kendrick's going to pick up the foul to add a little insult to injury.
That's a little bit of being upset with yourself.
Kramer checking back in for BPC, and that happens. I mean, it happens to everybody.
Oh, without a doubt.
And the cool thing is Coach Benner didn't take him out, left him in the game to try to settle himself down a little bit, which is good to see. 53 seconds left. It's 38-25. Kramer cutting to Huffman. Turn around over Case. No good. Case with a rebound over the top of Kendrick. Case now pull up. Free throw line. Gives it to Jeter. Back down to Case. Case goes right to the bucket. Back to Kendrick. His layup is good from Case.
Nice pass by Case.
Yeah, that was great ball movement by the Bombers that time. 40-25 the score. 15 seconds left. And
Holthouse.
I'm not going to say anything.
He had that look like, no, it wasn't me.
Well, I mean, that's the second one on him. Both of his fouls have been, was it technically a foul? Yes. Has everybody else been doing the same thing and not getting called? Yes. Huffman, another bucket. You know what I'm saying? It's like I see the double sticks. I'm going to call it on him every time, no matter what he's. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh.
Jeter tries to lay one up at the end of the third quarter. Can't get it to fall, and that's how the quarter will end. The Bombers build their lead to 13, 40-27. This game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. Their athletic trainers in the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Spartan student athletes and the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And MTC Communications, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check availability. And a community news brief for all your local news. Subscribe to the Community News Brief weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive the Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of them for only $42 a year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Fourth quarter, Kelly, it's still a doable game. BPC was down by 13 at the end of the first quarter and cut it to 6 at one point there in the second quarter. So the Bombers have to not get lackadaisical, I think.
Yeah,
here.
and the big, with BPC, JT Jeter's got 19 points. There's the same play again.
And he can't finish that time. They're getting a little better at pushing him out.
Yes.
He was getting easy looks at the basket before, and now he's looks like the Bomber cheering section is coming.
Yep.
In their construction gear. Beekman with it. Good to see him back. He wasn't here our last game we broadcast. Kleindentz, a little push in the stomach, but he gets the bucket to fall. Good to see Tanner Kleindentz playing a good game tonight for the Spartans. He started the season as a starter, then went to the bench and has started and played almost the entire game tonight, and a couple good defensive plays just like that.
Yeah, real good play.
7:14 to go. 3 on the way by Huffman. That's probably not the best shot either, but 7:05 remaining. I think if the Spartans want to, and Pierce had to go right over his head because he wasn't watching the ball at all, but it ended up working out okay for the Spartans. Kleindentz has it. Tried to shoot before he had it, I think.
I think you're absolutely right.
He tried to force it down to Huffman, and Holthouse saw it coming and kind of three-quartered him, wrapped around, and got the steal.
Nice defensive play by Holthouse.
It is Holthouse with it at the 10-foot line on the volleyball court. Skips it to Jeter. Ian Case. Jones, who we haven't mentioned much after he got that third foul early in the third quarter. Jeter for 3. 43-29. Beekman with it. I would have to imagine after there's Huffman looks to drive. BPC's fresh soft team is pretty solid. And another foul by the Bombers. But I would imagine after that first quarter, Coach Boehner and Coach Anderson thought that they could, if foul's going to be on Kendrick. His second, team sixth, excuse me.
Yeah, I think, and like you say, after scoring 19 points in the quarter, I think they got a little lackadaisical.
But I think that they kind of hoped that they wouldn't have to play Case and Jeter as much in this game, and they've really not been able to. They let it get close, and they haven't really been able to open it really back up since then.
Mm-hmm. And especially with, like we were talking about, I listened to Coach Anderson speak Monday at the quarterback club, Downtown Athletic Club, and he mentioned that Ian Case was in a role, picking up that starting role for Cade Mainland with him being out, just depending upon what the matchups were of the team that they were playing.
Well, he'll be playing a lot of basketball tonight if that's the case. That ball was tipped out of bounds by Pierce. Case had a good look. Bishop for three. That's partially blocked. It's tipped around. Case comes down with it. He puts up the shot. He's fouled, and that's going to be the first free throws of the game, I think, for the Bombers, right?
Correct.
Tanner Pierce is going to pick up the foul. It's only the second foul of the game for the Spartans. And Ian Case, with 5:47 to go in the fourth quarter, is shooting the first free throws for the Bombers. And he missed the first one.
But on the flip side of that, Bushnell's only had 2 fouls.
The whole game.
Yes.
I mean, and they're both here, one in the first or one in the third quarter and one so far here in the fourth quarter. And Case makes the second. Back to a 14-point game. Brock Beekman with it. He's going to drive, and he should have just kept going, I think.
Had a wide open look.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's not the tallest kid, and there's a lot of trees down there, but Palm for three. It's short off the front of the rim, picked up by Bishop. Holdhouse now. Bishop, look. Oh, what a look down to Case. Why did Case go save that? Palm
knocked it out,
and Case hustled after it and saved it, but he didn't really save it. Lane Huffman and Dalton Huffman checking in for the Spartans. Lane Huffman will bring it up with 5 minutes remaining in the basketball game. 44-30 is the score. Spartans into bonus the rest of the way. The only thing about not fouling any time at all is you have to, if the Spartans are able to close this gap, they're going to have to foul a bunch of times just to, Jones is going to steal that away just to get to where you can get the ball back. Nice little tip out, Holdhouse to the rim, and he'll get it to fall, and that really looked like Palm should have got called for a foul there.
Yeah, he's a little rough going up, but Holdhouse did a great job getting the ball to fall.
Muscling through some contact and getting it to go. 4:30 remaining in the basketball game. Largest lead of the game now at 16, 46-30. Huffman of the Dalton variety up to Palm. Down to Tanner Kleindentz. He's going to put up the shot. He's got it to fall. Is that 8 or 10 for him? Number 10?
Here. Number 10. 2, 4. No, that would just be 7.
Oh, I was one ahead of myself. Jones with the bucket. And that was a little contact there, and he pointed at somebody after he got pushed. And he did get pushed pretty good, as a matter of fact. And Case knocks it away from Huffman, but Huffman grabs it back. Down to Kramer, and Kramer leaves it a little short off the backboard. Holdhouse bringing it down the floor. Nobody's going to pick him up. He's going to go out to Case for three, right corner, short.
Big man likes to shoot the threes, doesn't he?
He does, and Dalton Huffman's going to pick up his second foul. Team's third. 3:23 to go, and it will be a Kendrick and Jeter checking back in. Case is going to take a seat, and they're going to take a mask timeout, so we'll take a break as well and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this word from Batson's Ace Hardware.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards, or like circles, or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True convection cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Blake Driscoll saying, great hearing you on the broadcast, Coach Sears. You should help call some Bomber football games this fall.
I'm usually at a racetrack at that time of the year anymore.
Yeah. He wouldn't be here if it wasn't wintertime. And he wouldn't have been 2 weeks ago. He wouldn't have been here either.
Yeah. If it wouldn't have been so cold today, I'd probably been ice fishing.
If you're friends with him on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is, I see those pictures from the ice fishing escapades.
Yep, we do a lot of it.
Lane Huffman to Caden Palm. You mean there's no grass to mow with Dave Taylor during the winter? I mean, there's salt to put down if it's the right time, right?
Well, we do a lot of stuff in the mornings, but I'm ice fishing in the evenings and the afternoons.
Gavin Pimble, who is in the ball game, threw that one away. Jeter's going to go the length of the floor, and he's going to get hammered by Dalton Huffman. And Dalton Huffman's going to pick up his third foul.
That's his second.
Has he
got three?
Yeah, he's got three. His third. Okay. 4 fouls in the game, and Dalton Huffman has 3. You missed the last one, I think.
Yeah, I must have missed the last one.
Jeter's free throw off, no good. Beekman and Pierce back in. The two Huffmans take a seat. Nate Kramer's going to check in if Jeter makes it, and he does. And checking in for the first time for the Bombers is Isaiah Stevenson, number 23. Steffson? Is it Stevenson? Steffson, I guess it is, huh?
Yes.
That's one of those things where you see the start and see the end, and you just expect the middle to be what you're used to,
yes.
Right? Pimble gives it to Beekman on the dribble. Back to Gavin Pimble. He'll try the 3. He can hit those, but that one's off. Holdhouse with the rebound. 2:20 to go. Steffson to Hobson. Jeter. I'm kind of surprised Jeter's still in there.
Yeah, I am too.
How many points does he have? And Jeter's going to pick up the foul, and we'll walk the other way for the 1-and-1.
Let me look here.
Blake Driscoll says, hey, it's worth a try. Trying to get you to come do some Bomber football.
You know, there's no radio station no more. That's a sad thing.
Carson Christensen, Ethan McKim, and Connor Upton checking in for BPC. Brock Beekman going to shoot the 1 and bonus with 2:07 to go. It's 49-32. Bombers with the lead. Free throws off, no good on the 1-and-1 attempt. McKim with the rebound. His put back short. Kendrick runs right over Beekman. Steffson comes up with it, and Holdhouse going to walk it up for the Bombers with 1:55 to go. Jeter with the runner is good. He is most definitely the class of the proverbial field now, and Coach Boehner wants to get a sub in. And the referee, I think he was asking the referee to stop just so they could put a sub in, and the referee just ignored him. McKim's going to put up the shot. It's off, no good. I think Hobson's going to pick up the foul. McKim will be shooting 2. It'll be Hobson with the foul. That's team foul number 8. McKim with 2 free throws here. 1:34 to go in the basketball game. First one's off, no good. Checking in for the Bombers will be Isaiah Rebman. Jones checks in, and Bishop checks in as well, as Jeter does take a seat now. Second free throw by Macomb off the back of the rim, no good. Jones with the rebound. 51-32. Down low to Redmond, to Bishop, down to Redmond, guarded by Macomb. Upton picks him up now. Hobson way outside. Jones now. That is Steffson with it. Hobson. 105. Down to Bishop. Nice look from Hobson to Bishop. And with 1 minute to go, it's the largest lead of the game, 21 points, 53-32. Brock Beekman to Upton. Beekman on the dribble now, goes right side, back up to Gavin Pimble. Right side to Beekman. Beekman with his foot on the line, a long two. It was a two. Checking in just to get a sub in. Landon Chambers checking in for the Spartans. 30 seconds remaining as Jones will bring it up the floor for the Bombers. Looks like they're trying to get Redmond a look at the basket here maybe. Bishop was wide open underneath. Hobson could have found him, but just turned his head. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Now Bishop with it. Back to Hobson. Bishop. Redmond. Jones. Redmond. Going to go to BPC with 2.1 seconds left.
Somebody better get it.
Landon Chambers got to shoot it, and that's the end of the game. 53-34 is the final. BPC drops this one to the Macomb High Bombers. It'll be time for the post-game show brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell. Cheer the Spartans on to victory. This game was also brought to you by Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. And Hensley Grain and Rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. The Bushnell or Raritan State Bank, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell. And Yetter Farm Equipment, they're hiring now. Check them out at yetterco.com/careers. And what do you got, some stats for us?
I sure do. And I got to get my cheat sheet over here since
I didn't give you a good stat sheet tonight, did I?
Yeah. Brock Beekman had 2 on the night. Caden Palm ended up with 3. Tanner Kleindentz with 7. Lane Huffman with 2. And Nate Kramer with 4. Dalton Huffman with 13. And we ended up with Tanner Pierce with 3. And for the Bombers, Connor Bishop had 2. Let me look down here. Braden Holdhouse had 5. Ian Case had 5. JT Jeter, 25 points on the night. And Jaden Jones had 6. Jake Hobson had 6. And Hunter Kendrick had 4. You know, you take Jeter out of that ball game, it's a whole different perspective.
I'll tell you, we do this a little different than some people. We're going to take a break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break right now from the JoJo's Gaming Parlor postgame show. We're going to end this broadcast. We'll come back, and just as quick as we can, we're going to have Coach Martin from BPC, and we'll try to get Coach Boehner if we can snag him from somewhere and have him come talk to us for a couple minutes during the pregame here before the next varsity game. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Thanks for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.